Howdy there. I saw Black Swan for the second time yesterday, and I love this movie. I'm giving it a 10. I think it's one of the best movies of the year. I love this movie, Black Swan. It's about a ballerina in New York losing her mind. That's what it boils down to. It's about lust and passion and desire and drive. It's about art. And it's about madness. I really love this movie. It stars Natalie Portman, Mila Kunis, Vincent Cassel. Why can I never remember the mom's name? And it's a bummer because she's so awesome in it. Damn it. I can't remember her name. Anyway, Natalie Portman's mother in the movie. She's great. I can't remember her name, but she's one of the best parts of the movie. It was directed by Darren Aronofsky. I don't think he co-wrote it, but he produced it, directed it. It's his fifth film. I'm not counting. I'm just trying to think in my head real quick. I think it's his fifth film. He doesn't really make bad movies. I guess the one movie that I'm so-so with is The Fountain. And The Fountain has very loyal fans. And I've only seen The Fountain once. It makes me kind of want to see it again, loving his last two films the way I have. I think that Black Swan is very much a companion piece to his last film, The Wrestler. I think they can go hand in hand very well. It shows two self-destructive artists at the top of their game, I guess, and what they're willing to do to be perfect and to express that art. This movie is terrifying. It's a straight up horror movie for me. I think this is Aronofsky's horror film. I mean, it's a thinking man's horror film, but a horror film nonetheless. I mean, very scary. It just makes you uneasy throughout, and I want to attach it to The Shining, and the fact that The Shining, obviously it's Kubrick, so it's one of my favorites, but it's one of my favorite horror films because The Shining makes me scared. Makes me scared to walk down a hall. You know, it doesn't make me afraid of a monster. It doesn't make me afraid of, you know, the dark. It doesn't make me afraid of a psycho wielding a knife or is going to capture me and torture me. It makes me afraid to walk down a hall, you know, and turn corners. That's the true power of The Shining, and I think the true power of Black Swan is that it made me nervous to look in a mirror. You know, when a film or anything makes you nervous to do something in your everyday life, then excuse me. Then I think that is a success. Now I've lost my train of thought. I also have, this is a particular thing, but I hate stuff with, I mean, hate it as in it like creeps me out, scares me, with skin. Like picking at skin and sharp edges and skin, you know, things like that. And this movie is filled with them. She picks at herself, she peels her skin, she, you know, cuts herself. It's just, I spent half the time just like going like this, just because I couldn't, I wanted to watch, but I couldn't stand to watch. So I just kind of, you know, gritted my eye, or, you know, tensed my body and put up with it. But, man, it gets to you. if I hadn't said it, oh, I did say the starring cast. Natalie Portman's great. I think Natalie Portman should win Best Actress for this. No actress had to do what she did this year. Physically, mentally, I mean, she deserves it. She deserves it. And I don't think anyone will beat her, but she was awesome in this movie. Mila Kunis is awesome. They have an amazing sex scene together that got a lot of crowd reaction. There was a lot of crowd reaction. One I noticed that I found fascinating was when Natalie Portman, she doesn't disrobe, but she takes off a lot of clothes. And you see her form, her body, and how skinny she is, almost to the point of emaciation. And people were, women, I would think more accurately, women were going, you know, just, I found that interesting. And then when the girl-on-girl action starts, then the males get excited and start vocalizing. So I found both of those to be interesting. This movie, I mean, I'm giving it a 10 because it's very, you know, personal for me. I loved it. It spoke to me. So that's, I mean, that's why I don't know how I can rank all these movies. With King's Speech being so good, 127 Hours being so good, True Grit being so good, but I don't think any of those movies are Black Swan. So I know that Black Swan's better. And I gave all those movies 9s, I think. So I just have to give Black Swan a 10. I have to give it a 10. It looks beautiful. The special effects were great. Really creeped me out. The score was great. The cinematography, I just loved everything about this movie. There's not much I didn't love about it. I mean, I got it, and I think it was just technically very well made. So, I'm trying to think of any other big points I wanted to make about it. But I definitely think you should see it. I definitely think it's one of the year's best. Natalie Portman should win an award for it. That will probably be the only award I think it could get. I mean, a Best Picture nomination, definitely. But, you know, Natalie Portman is taking home the Oscar. If she doesn't, it's a sin. I really don't know what else to say. My phone has got me off track, and anyhow, I love this movie, Black Swan. I thought it was great. This was the second time I'd seen it, and I think I'll buy it. I think it'll be the first Aronofsky film that I purchase because I want to go back to it. I loved what Natalie Portman does in this movie. At times, Natalie Portman doesn't even look like herself. You know, there are angles, and again, that's part of the film. That's part of, you know, what you're supposed to read into it, perhaps. But she'll turn her face, or the camera will look a certain way, and she won't even look like herself. Oh, Winona Ryder. Winona Ryder's in it, and she's not in it much, but she makes an impact. Oh, man. Really freaked me out in this movie, Winona Ryder. I mean, the movie is great. I don't know. I feel like I could ramble on forever. But Black Swan is one of the year's best. It's a 10. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. Especially on the big screen, in a dark, crowded theater. It will creep you the F out. I know it will. And maybe fuck up your mind a little bit. That would be good. That's all you could ask for, really. So that's Black Swan. Second viewing, it's a 10. You know, one of the year's best. Check it out. Thanks.